You are not worthy to receive these 10 commandments.
We will not live by your commandments. We're free.
There is no freedom without the law.
Whose law, Moses? Yours? Did you carve those tablets to become a prince over us?
Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come to me.
He showed you no land flowing with milk and honey. I show you a God of gold. Come with me.
Blasphemers! Idolaters!
For this you shall drink bitter waters. God has set before you this day his laws of life and good and death and evil. Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
Good evening, and well, good morning. It's now almost 4 a.m. in TNT, and we are looking at the Trump result from the perspective of what does it mean at this time, in this sealing time. What does it mean for us as Seventh-day Adventist Christians, and what will befall us? What is our wow? What is our next move, and where are we going from here? I'm looking at the chart here, the election chart, and it is quite clear to me that Trump is the obvious winner at this moment. Trump is 267 and Kamala Harris is 224. So he is obviously, and we can safely say now that Trump has won the election, and already I think there are victory speeches to be had and so on. Okay, so where are we going from here? It is amazing that I called it. I said that Trump will win based on what I've been seeing, and he has win. Now, why I got up and I couldn't go back to sleep without at least saying something is that a lot of the policies that Trump stands for will impact Seventh-day Adventist Christians, right? And I'm looking for a video that I just looked at that will support what I am saying. He ain't started to talk yet. Trump ain't started to talk yet. Let's see, is this here? Nah, that ain't not the victory speech. He ain't started to talk yet. He ain't probably didn't want to say that until he's 100% sure. Right? So let's bring up a video here. I don't know if you heard that little part there, but there's a guy in a clip I'm looking at here that's saying every day is a Sabbath. Now I follow Walter White religiously, and I want to put in a clip here that of Walter White. I looked at this video. This video is about a month old, and this video is about a month old. This video is about I think it'll be instructive
The transgenders. Let's
to
bring
look
in
at a bit of this
all.
video here, and let's glean from what um, um, he is seeing. Let's glean from what he is seeing at this time. Right.
These issues, and let's use the Paris Olympics to really rile the Christian world up and say, Christian world, stand together, enough is enough. Is that mindset happening in the world?
Absolutely. And I don't
Absolutely.
think it's ironic that it was in, I don't think it's coincidence that it was in Paris,
Of course.
of all places, that they have these images being
Where
promoted.
did it start in 1798? The whole end with what was it? Secularism.
Where
secularism came
Yes, that's right.
It was in France.
Absolutely. So
The French
here we
Revolution.
France, which is the basis of the French Revolution and the whole ideology of do what thou wilt is the whole of the law, right?
That's right. That's right.
Now, if you want to create sympathy for that cause, then any event, whether it be real or whether it be unreal, that cements this mindset would be very useful. So let's say you had this assassination attempt. What did that do to the mindset of many people? Didn't it create a bond of sympathy?
Correct.
Even people, I mean, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, he said, even he had a comment favorable towards Trump after that
And he's
assassination.
so seen as a liberal,
Yes.
but obviously the devil understands how martyrdom works.
Yeah.
Because martyrs were some of the reasons why he wasn't able to overcome the church. And so he understands that when there's a martyr, people are going to have sympathy and empathy for them. So he's trying to use that to his advantage.
Now we don't know who's going to win the election.
No.
And we are not going to favor one or the other. It's very interesting to me that the think tank around T25
Yeah.
has been literally saying that these things have to be implemented from day one.
That's right.
And this is where it gets very interesting, right? This is where it gets very, very interesting. Because what Walter is saying here is that what they want to implement in 2025 is that they want to bring the Sabbath, and they're not talking about Saturday. They're going to default to Sunday as the Sabbath day. And Trump has already said it in various videos, right? That he is going to implement the Sunday worship and compel people, that is the language he used, right? Compel people to go back to church on a Sunday. So guys, in my estimation, we are at a critical juncture where this is concerned. Let us let us continue to listen to what Walter has to say here.
And they also said they hope that it will be a bloodless revolution. Yeah, they hope it. So if the left capitulates, it will be a bloodless revolution. But they also said if the left wins, there will be a revolution.
There
So
were some
either way, it's interesting. If the one wins and it does come to a civil conflict within the nation, it will move in the direction of prophecy, whether the left wins or whether the right wins. If the right wins, well, then these things, including Sunday law, are on the cards from day one, because that stands in Project 2025.
That's right. And take 581.
So left or right, with or without conflict, with or without blood, Bible prophecy will be fulfilled.
And I said
That's
it.
the message. And the climate and the atmosphere that we have in the world right now is so open and conducive to this that whether they achieve it by the ballot So whether they achieve it by force, that's where they want to go.
That's right. So Ellen White is clear when she talks about civil war, when she talks about the nations that we see currently in conflict, the separation between those who have and those who don't, and how those who are hungry and in need of food and money are going to rise up. And so we see these things are going to take place.
So we're going to have economic chaos.
That's right.
Doesn't Matthew 24 say that already?
Absolutely.
So let's say that the table has been set. And the food is on the table. All we have to do is partake of it. Right?
That's right. And many people are sitting at the table already ready to eat. I did want to talk as well, speaking of the church, you said that they're asleep. Revelation says that we are the Laodicean church, we're lukewarm. There have been some very public statements, and I don't know if you want to cover this, you can always cut it out later if you want to, but...
Right, let's look at what's going on here. He's declaring that he's winning. She can't come out from that. I don't know where she come out from that. Let me refresh the screen here. Right, so that is it there. She is not gonna win this election. I don't know when I am seeing she's winning any election here at all. Right, so this is the reality of the situation, and we as Seventh-day Adventists have to buckle down, shape up or shape out. Right, we have to, because this is it. Right, this thing is going to be implemented in phases. They are going to suggest it, right? Then they're going to start to enforce it, and it is going to come phase by phase by phase. It ain't all going to come all at once, right? It is going to come in phases. The mark of the beast is upon us, my friends. This is why I couldn't sleep tonight. That is why I get up 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure and put out something on the media to tell you guys that with our Trump win, his policies, one of his major policies is false worship, right? Let me see if I could pull another video here. I was so excited to come on that I ended up not getting all the information together one time. You know, got kind of excited. This is excited times, and very, very exciting times, right? We are in very, very exciting times, I tell you.
Dr. Professor Walter White is some. What is the first executive? Martin Smith together, Clash of Minds. Make sure you go and subscribe to this training as I go. Anyway, with his mention at a Trump rally in New York City. Let's take a listen to this. If Donald Trump gets in there, what is the first executive order he should sign? No tax on tips. Stop the horrible, drastic inflation. Send these illegals back to where they came from. Mass deportation. Every day but Saturday, because Saturday's a Sabbath.
Woo! So it have people out there that understand the truth, and they have people out there, and the Sabbath issue came up in a Trump rally. Isn't that amazing? Right? Isn't that amazing? So I want to pull some information from Adventist. Well, forgive me, I am kind of excited about this whole situation. Advent Messenger. Right? This article here is very frightening.
When you win, as things come forth, what happens for you in the second term for faith office? What's your administration look like?
So, well, first of all, we're going to set that up, and we'll be talking to you and all of the people that we just met and anybody else that you think is appropriate. Well, but it's important, and it'll be directly into the Oval Office, so we'll do that. But we have to save religion in this country. I mean, honestly, religion is under threat in this country, serious threat, and we can't let that happen because I really believe it's sort of the fabric of our country. It's the thing that holds our country together, and we can't lose it, and we're not going to lose it. We're not going to lose it.
If you just heard what the President said, that Faith Office will be in the Oval Office in the White House and directly reported to him because that to him is one of the most important things to people is that we remain very strong in all of our faiths. And we are so grateful for that, for you being a protector and a fighter for religion and faith and our freedom to protect. Worship the Lord, worship the Lord, worship the Lord, worship the Lord.
All right, so this is what we are seeing happening right before us, is that Trump is going to be setting up a faith office, National Faith Advisory Board, in the White House, in the office of the in the right, in his office, right? So the story is saying here on October 28, 2024, Donald Trump attended a faith summit hosted by National Faith Advisory Board. During an interview with the tongue-speaking Pentecostal pastor Paula White, Donald Trump said he will establish a faith office in the White House because religion is under attack in our nation and must be saved. Right? So this is it, my friends. If you all are not aware of what is going on now, right? And then he goes on to say, here we are witnessing a very strategic coalition between President of the United States and evangelical faith leaders being pinned for the purpose of saving religion in the United States. The so-called Office of Faith, which will work directly in the Oval Office, aims to implement not only the White House but also American policies, shape them to align with evangelical beliefs. So the barrier of church and state has completely been broken down, my friend. Right? There is no question that all citizens, including people of faith, have a right to be heard. However, the establishment of an office of faith within the executive branch of the government is not mentioned in the U.S. Constitution. Additionally, Christians across the line, right, whenever they support laws or regulations that force particular religious belief, especially Sunday rest, on all citizens. Furthermore, why would evangelical Christians want a faith office in the White House? Obviously, religious leaders want to be able to influence policies that will benefit their religious communities. So we are seeing it is in our face, right? And the quote from Ellen White, and people who did that talk and say how Ellen White is a false prophet and all blah blah blah, all that nonsense they love to talk, right? But watch at what you say here, right? When the Protestant churches shall unite with secular power to sustain false religion, right? When the state shall use its power to enforce decrees and sustain the institution of the church, then the Protestant America have formed an image to the papacy, and there will be a national apostasy which will end only in national ruin. Bible Commentary, Volume 7, page 976. Right? So the prophet has said it. Right? What else we have here from 1889? Review and Herald. If the people be led to favor Sunday law, then the clergy intend to exert their united influence to obtain a religious amendment to the Constitution and compel the nation to keep Sunday. That was said in Review and Herald, December 24, 1889. That is when they was probably trying to implement the blue laws at that time, right? So we are seeing where we are in a serious situation as Seventh-day Adventist Christians, right? And we have to, as my last video said, we have to get on it. We have to get serious. We have to get real serious right now, right? Because probation is about to close. Before the church can effectively influence the government to impose their teachings on society, it is necessary to first establish a political religious mechanism to provide a structured forum for dialogue. Right? We are seeing this come into fruition with Donald Trump's faith office. Evangelical Christians will have a front row seat in the Oval Office, ultimately positioning themselves to advocate their perspective more directly in policy making, right? In the policy making process, right? So our government is run by policy, and that's how the dragon is speak with policy and laws, right? The dignitaries of the church and state will unite. Will unite to bride, persuade. Will unite to bribe, persuade, compel. Right? Oh gosh, I lost it. Right. To bribe, persuade, and compel all classes to honor the Sunday. The luck of divine authority will be supplied by oppressive enactments. Political corruption is destroying love for justice and regard for truth. And even in free America, rulers and legislatures, in order to secure public favor, will yield to the popular demand for a law enforcing Sunday observance. That's taken from the Great Controversy, page 592. Right, so we see here in this article in Advent Messenger, right, that it is serious, and that Donald Trump, right, is upholding the evangelical, right? So what does Revelation chapter 13 says? It says that the image of the beast, the image must be is a reflection of what happened in the past, right? What does Revelation 13, right, verse 14 say? And he deceived them that dwell on the earth, and it means that those miracles which they have power to do in the sight of the beast, saying unto them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wounded by the sword and did live. So they are making a reflection, my friends. They are making a reflection, right? They are making a reflection. They are currently making a reflection of what happened in the past. So this text here is being fulfilled right now, this very minute. Right? It is being put into place right now. And they deceived them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which they had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying unto them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by the sword and did live. Right? And what does verse 15 say? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause. Causes the force that as many that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So this is what it is. Right, my friends? This is what it is. They are doing this right before our eyes, and this is what we are seeing happening right in our faces. And whether we like it or not, it is happening right in our faces, my friends. Right? It is happening right in our faces. So there is no escaping it. Right? There is nothing to stop it. Nobody can stop it. And if even Kamala Harris had won, it would have been the same thing. But they had set up this whole play from day one. They set up the whole play to let everybody believe that, um, since Obama time, everybody running down the whole road of of immorality, and everybody's running down immorality, and everybody the whole agenda and everything has just been shoved down everybody's throats. And now that it has been going on like that for a very long time, now they are now they send you so far to the left. Now they want to make people run to the right because people want to run from that immorality, run from look at the state of Canada, look at the state of America with drug usage and everything just so broken down and broken. Trump is going to come and repair all of that. So we team up with Elon Musk, right? So they're going to repair the whole of America infrastructure. They're going to rehabilitate people and push everybody towards the Sunday keeping church, right? And then they're going to stretch their hands across they're going to stretch their hands across the Atlantic to Rome. Yes. That is what they are going to do. Eventually, they are going to stretch their hand across the Atlantic to Rome. And they're going to beg the papacy to help us implement the Sunday law. Right? Eventually, they are going to beg the papacy to, right? They are going to eventually stretch their hand across. They are eventually going to stretch their hand. Right? Eventually, this is what's going to happen. America, as America, the land of religious liberty, shall unite with the papacy in forcing the conscience and compelling men, right? Right? To honor the false Sabbath. This is what we are going to be seeing, my friends. This is what is going to come upon us very soon. Right? This is what is going to happen. And if you feel it's only going to be localized, it is going to be global. The people of every country, right, on the globe will be forced to follow, right, her example. Right? So this is what we are seeing coming upon us right now, my friends. Right? So we cannot play. We cannot play along. Right? We cannot be playing at this time. We cannot be playing at all. Right? Look at what it says here again. And this is what I'm telling you. This is what we are seeing happening here right now. Right? When the leading churches of the United States, right? You see the leaders, all of them went and prayed in the first term. If you don't think this will happen again, this kind of thing was going to happen again. Right? They shall influence the state to enforce, right? And sustain their institutions. Right? To enforce their decrees and to sustain their institutions. Then Protestant America will have formed an image of the Roman hierarchy and the infliction of civil penalties upon the centers will be the inevitable result. Right? So this is what we are seeing happening before us, right before our very eyes, my friends. It is happening whether we like it or not. It is coming. Right? It is coming. Right? And when they say peace and peace and peace, because Donald Trump only talking about peace and peace and peace, you will see what happen. Right? So this is the position right now, my friends. This is what we are coming to at this moment in time. This is why I get up and put out this video tonight. You understand? This is why I come over and put out this video tonight. Let me see what is the latest update now with Trump now. By now we're supposed to cross the finish line by now. Well, boy. Kamala get bad links. And all of that is a setup on Dread. All of that get tie up, all of this we seeing here is a setup. This thing is a setup. They put Kamala there for spite. They know Kamala can't talk. She did resembling this guy. She kind of resembling Biden. Right? Now look at this attack. There's real licks I'm getting here. Real licks. Right? Real licks. So like all Alaska going to Trump. Oh, good, look licks. Pennsylvania, I didn't expect Pennsylvania to go to Trump, but it was close in Pennsylvania, but she's still getting licks. And they didn't call it already. They have a tick by Trump name. And New York, the West Coast and the East Coast, them more liberal. You understand? They're still counting up here. So basically, that is it. She can't come back from this. She can't come back from them this year at all. Kind of close in these two states here. But already, if you go online, I am sure you are seeing where Trump and them going to do victory speech. If he didn't do it already. What are they saying here? Nothing doing here. $277 and there's a couple more states to count again. And so that is the day Trump win the election. So what we are facing in the Seventh-day Adventist community, we are facing the reality is that we are facing National Sunday Law. That is the reality. And we have to make up our minds that we have to know strengthen our faith and be steadfast in what we are doing as Seventh-day Adventists. We have to be sure about ourselves at this time. We have to be very, very sure about ourselves at this time. Right? So you have to strengthen your faith, read the Bible, pray every day, and prepare yourself for the hardship that is to come upon us by time 2030. Right? I ain't calling no time or whatever, but at the same time, around 2030 is when we will see where this thing will start to roll out. And in the next 4 years, what is now 2025, 2027, 2029, by 2030, another Republican government will come into power, may come into power. Right? And when the second Republican government come into power in 2030, this is where we will know what's going on. Now, I did a live some time ago talking about Satan revealing himself in 2025. Right? So let's see how this thing goes. My wife came down and said, come to bed because I have been going for a long time. Right? So at least I gave you guys a little update. I wanted to try and go live on Facebook too, but I don't know, Facebook don't want to go live on Facebook anymore. I said that drama to go live on Facebook now. I had to figure it out. Right? So my friends, let's keep our eye on the ball and keep ourselves prepared for any eventuality. And remember, if you are martyred, you are in heaven. Right? If you are persecuted for his name's sake, don't be afraid of persecution, my friend. You just have to be strong and relinquish all the ties to the world. You have to relinquish the world as much as possible. Okay, my friends? I'm going now because I'm tired and sleepy. Right? You see it in my face. I'm very tired. Right? So, guys, have a good morning. I'll go and see if I can take a rest before the sun come up. Over and out for now.
You are not worthy to receive these 10 commandments.
We will not live by your commandments. We're free.
Hey, there is no freedom without the law.
Whose law, Moses? Yours? Did you carve those tablets to become a prince over us?
Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come to me.
Eventually,
He showed you no land flowing with milk and honey. I show you a God of gold. Come with me.
Blasphemers, idolaters, for this you shall drink bitter waters. God has set before you this day his laws of life and good and death and evil. Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.